she won't be joining us today, just FYI. Cool, thank you. So hi everyone, welcome to today's APAC community call. We actually have a pre-packed agenda for today. So if we can go to the next slide. So first, we will do a quick OHDSI news. So we'll have Faaizah to talk about the new early stage researcher working group promotion. And then I'll turn to Celine to talk about a big data research symposium that's coming up soon. And next, we will do a chapter updates from Japan, Korea, and China. And last but not least, since we just had our European symposium last week, so we're very happy to invite both Chen and Chungsoo to share their experience there. All right, so with that, so Faaizah, I'll turn to you. You're muted.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, all good.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Faaizah Arshad, and I co-lead the Early Stage Researchers Working Group in OHDSI with the help of Ross Williams. So about a year ago, Ross and I started this working group because the primary goal was to just create a welcoming environment for newcomers and people who just joined OHDSI to ask questions about different ways to navigate the global community, including how they can take part in studies that are happening across the community, or tools that they should use for a research topic of interest, or simply who are the other newcomers in OHDSI and how can I get to know them? So we have had speakers present educational tutorials like how to build a cohort and what is the patient level prediction package, or also like how do you run a network study? And all of these tutorials have been really insightful and popular, but recently we've realized that this working group can offer something else to the community as well. Next slide, please. Which is networking and career development opportunities. So as many of you know, OHDSI spans over 70 countries, over 20 time zones, over 2,000 collaborators, and there are people from a wide range of backgrounds, including MDs, there are PhDs, there are professors, data scientists, information analysts, graduate students, database specialists, and so much more, like epidemiologists, clinicians. The list goes on, and there's probably no way that I could even encompass the diversity of professions and roles that are in OHDSI. And even in terms of work, there's methodological work being done. There's also clinical applications and questions about data standards and open source development. And basically all of that just means that it is highly likely that there are people around you that have established a career in something that you're probably interested in pursuing, and that you could probably learn from them. Or alternatively, that you have invaluable experience in navigating a certain career in the health data sciences and informatics, and that you could pass on that to a junior individual to support their career development. So Ross and I wanted the Early Stage Researchers Working Group to be a resource for everyone in the Asia Pacific regions to connect with people on different levels. And in other words, we want to hold speaker series and have this be a networking engine. So we'd love to see you all attend our working group meetings, especially if you're relatively new to OHDSI or if you just hope to create a network of like-minded people. Next slide, please. And we have an MS Teams channel, and you can contact us at our email as well. We are working on changing the time of our monthly meetings to make it more West Coast friendly. And we will post an update in the OHDSI forums and our MS Teams channel soon, but we do look forward to seeing you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And then next, and feel free to reach out to Faaizah if you have any questions for sure. And next, we'll have Celine to introduce the AI and Big Data Symposium that's coming up really soon. So Celine.
Great. Thank you. So I'm Celine from the University of Hong Kong. So I'm speaking on behalf of the organizing committee at the HKU, which is the Institute of Data Science and Department of Pharmacology and Pharmacy. So this symposium is actually sponsored by Amgen, and it's happening in Hong Kong, but we're going to do it in virtual. So next slide, please. So we will be hosting this symposium on the August of 30 and 31st. We have invited a pretty prominent list of speakers that will be speaking, including Dr. Patrick Ryan from OHDSI. So we will cover topics from the latest of the AI technology development up to what we're actually working on, how we're using big data to improve public health. Next slide, please. So this is the preliminary schedule. So it will be this is a Hong Kong time. So we're having it in Hong Kong starting at 10 a.m. until the next day in the early morning. So this will be a 1.5-day event for the symposium, and then we'll have a panel discussion that's we'll have more information coming up. We'll also have a workshop that is that will be available to junior or even industry partners who are interested to learn more about bioinformatics, AI technology, and different epidemiology methodologies. So the symposium itself would be free. The workshop would be free for partners from the universities, teaching institutes, but it will comes with a cost for and a partner from the industry. Next slide, please. So now we already have the registration link available, which is here for the symposium. If you're interested, please feel free to register. We'll send out more information about the workshop, and yeah, we hope to see you out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Celine. So next we'll have Professor Hiramasu from Japan to share the mid-year updates from our Japan chapter.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay. So in Japan, and as you know, some of us participate to the APAC studies chapter and multiple sclerosis and the data quality. So, and the second is we are still developing mapping from Japanese to HOMOPS concept, standard concept. And so to use in Japan, I decided to make a tentative concept ID expression before the Japan's code is updated to Athena. So with this concept ID, we can develop mapping and use them. This is second. Third one is we're doing monthly meetings. So every month we had some meeting and some tema. And other activities is not always in Japan, but always related things are two articles. One is an article for pharmacoepidemiology journal. Maybe in September or something like it. Then. And also textbook is being prepared. So I wrote a home-up section, and other people wrote a series and I section. Yes, I have regularly given a classroom. In Chiba University, I have OHDSI lecture. Yes, this is ongoing very long time. I'm talking to many people to build some organization. But this is not only OHDSI, but almost things to promote OHDSI further. Okay, that's it.
Very cool. Thank you, Professor Hiromasu. Any questions or thoughts from the audience about Japan chapter? All right, so with that, I will return to Chen to share our for Korea chapter, the mid-year updates so far.
I'm sorry. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Is it my background sound maybe a little bit
You have
loud?
music
Yeah.
background, which
Okay.
is good.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to present about the mid-year update 2022 from Korea. This is Chan from Yonsei University. As of March 2022, currently we have 53 hospitals, including 34 tertiary and 18 secondary hospitals, have CDM data sources. And among these hospitals, we do have 72 million patients with duplication. The whole number of Korean population is 51 million. So there is the number of CDM databases actually exceeds the whole population because of the duplication. Next, please. And currently we have 18 Korean hospitals joined research border region. The research border region means that the hospitals in these zone actually recognize the IRB approvals of other centers. So and we don't need another duplicated effort for the IRBs anymore. So uh, in the recent publication, we show that these 8 hospitals actually were included in the research board provision, so that there is no need to get the IRB approval for these 7 other hospitals. So this again eliminated overlapping effort for IRB approval in Korea. Next, please. We do have the Korean CDM platform called FreedomNet, and FreedomNet until now more than 10,000 analyses were conducted in the FreedomNet. From June 2020, 500 analyses have been conducted daily. And next. And recently, the HERA, which owns the nationwide reimbursement data, announced that nationwide claim data for randomly sampled 20% Korean population will be available for COVID-19 research from July 2022. So if you have any research questions about these, please let me know. I need to submit the research agendas and protocols to HERA until the July 2022. So that's it. This is the update from Korea. Thanks.
Cool. I think the IRB free zone thing, that sounds great. Less
Yeah.
paperwork is always great.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, cool. Thank you, Chen. And next, we'll have Professor Lily from OHDSI China chapter to share our mid-year updates.
Hi. Yes, let me share my slides. Let's see if I can, where are the slides?
So Professor Lily, it's here. Like, do you want Song to go through the slides? Because you've shared the slides before. If you don't mind, we can continue the sharing.
Oh, okay, that's good. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so this is on the screen is my slides, right? So, okay, so OHDSI China, we have myself and Professor Hui Lu and Yi Zhou and Hua Xu co-chair the chapter. So this year we have the 3 objectives. One is to have a China specific terms to map to the SNOMAP. This I will report this kind of work, updated this kind of work, and then the second objective is to have some clinical studies. One is the APAC hypertension study, and the other one is a COVID study in Hong Kong. And also there are 2 more studies. And the third objectives is for training. So we're going to have regular training meetings, and also we have a OHDSI book translated into Chinese, and we're collecting question and answer collections as well. So next slide, please. Okay, about the vocabulary mapping tool development. We're trying, so first thing we're doing is to mapping the ICD-10 Chinese. There are about 34,000 terms, Chinese terms, mapped to SNOMED CT, the English terms. So this part, we have done some part of work, not finished yet. You can see from this table, there's a 4-digit code, but also there's a 6-digit code in Chinese terms. So we're finished the 4-digit code mapping. Now it's working on the 6-digit code mapping. So that's mapping this Chinese terms into English terms is very important for in Chinese hospitals when we do the ETLs to make sure those terms mapped correctly, and then semantically we can have the data to be able to share it with the international source of data. Okay, next slide. And I think this paper has been mentioned by other groups as well, because this is the APAC study, and the China chapter also participate in this study as well. So I will not say much about this because the other people already say enough about this one. Okay, next. Okay, so then it's about the training. So we have a regular training every month. So every month we have we invite an expert to give a talk, and here to list all the past months talks in February, all online. So, and I think this the coming months in July we're gonna have Fei Wang from Cornell Medical Center to give a talk, and besides this invite the experts talk, we also have the OHDSI book training. So based on the OHDSI book, we have students actually present each chapters to the audience and for each month's meeting. So we're continuing doing that throughout this year. I guess that's all I have to say about China chapter. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Professor. And then next, we will go to kind of the, since the European Symposium was last Friday and last Saturday. So today we very happy to invite both Chen and Chungsoo, who actually went to the conference in person, which was great, and also very jealous about that. And then yeah, a ship sounds good. Come on. And so next we'll have Chen to share a bit about kind of the experience from last week.
Yeah, it was really nice. I
now
really
you're just
enjoyed
making
the
me more
symposium.
jealous.
Yeah, could you please next? So we do have the OHDSI European Symposium in Netherlands from 24th and 26th in June. Next. In the ship, so the symposium was held at the ship, steamship Rotterdam, which is really awesome and fascinating. And please next. This is the morning session, the agenda of morning session at the first day symposium. And you can see the cruise around the OHDSI community. So the 10 European countries share their experience about OHDSI, MOPCDM or OHDSI, and at their national level or institutional level implementation of MOPCDM. So Estonia, Finland, Denmark, Norway, Germany, Italy, Greece, Ukraine, Israel, and France actually actively participate in the OHDSI, and we can see the rapid expansion of OHDSI in Europe. And I'd like to highlight, of course, Ukraine. Please next. Yeah, and next. So Maria actually presents about the integration perspective of the Ukrainian healthcare system with OHDSI. Next. So there are members from side force from Ukraine, and actually Maria presented the history of these peoples, you know, in current situation of Ukraine. So some of them actually had to leave their countries and currently stay other countries. And Maria is staying in Netherlands and Rotterdam. Next, please. So the reality of because of the reality of Ukraine in 2022, they'd like to strategize the data for the injuries. So they'd like to optimize with care to military personnel and civilians. That's their primary purpose. And the European countries actually want to support this activity. And next. And could you play that video? That this is the closing of symposium. So you can see how they closed the symposium, how Peter did.
I turned on the sound. Please let me know if the sound doesn't come up. I can reshare the screen.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds good.
It flows back to you. The love flows. Soon we'll be making another run. The love flows. Promising something for everyone. Setting goals for
Yeah, we need to prepare something like this. Yeah, so this is just part of this closing ceremony. You know that we need to prepare something like this in our APAC symposium too. So be prepared. Please next.
Is Jason here? Where's Jason?
No pressure, no pressure.
And this is who participating the OHDSI European Symposium Rotterdam in this year. So we have the people from Hong Kong, China, Korea, and Australia. Yeah, it was really nice to see a Hong Kong team too. Please next. At the second day, we do have the workshop for designing and implementing a network characterization study. Unfortunately, I did have another promise, another meeting at this so I didn't attend this workshop. But I believe that it was successful. Please next. So at the third day, at the last day, we had the work group meetings. So in the morning, we did had educational work group, HDSI work group, oncology work group, and vocabulary work group meetings. In the afternoon, we do have PLP work group, Fire work group, and ETL CTM work group meetings. Actually, in the morning session, I felt something like we did not have specific topics, and there are so various participants. So because of the background of the participants were really heterogeneous, so it was not easy to focusing on specific topics. So if we have work meetings in the next symposium, I think we need to specify the exact goals of this meeting, such as introduction or setting a specific goals for each work group. So that's my thought. And please next. In the afternoon session, in the Fire work group meetings, I really there was Christopher Choi from Hopkins was attended this meeting, and we had really active discussion about how we can implement Fire in OMOP and how we can convert OMOP CDM to Fire or vice versa. So we actually discussed about the differences in the principles or philosophies in these two different data standards. It was really nice to see Christopher shoot because I'm a big fan of him. So it was a really great experience and honor for me. Yeah, so that's the yeah. Please next. So summary, Odyssey in Europe, it was really awesome, and we witnessed the rapid expansion of Odyssey in Europe, and we can see they're real united atmosphere in Europe, and we had many discussions with stakeholders, and again, the closing was spectacular. And for the work meetings, I think we need more specified agendas, and we need to consider a broad range of participants as well. That's my recap of this Odyssey Europe Symposium. Thanks.
Cool, thank you so much. It was, wow, it looks really great. I think this is the first in-person symposium like after COVID, right? I think it's the first one in like 3 years. God.
And the best thing was, I actually stay without any facial mask. In Asian country, there is nowhere, without facial mask. But in Europe, we can, stay without facial mask. So it was really great.
Because I'm in IQVIA office in Shanghai. I should have had my mask on, and of course I am not because I'm in a conference room. But yes, I got you. Cool. All right. So thank you so much, Chen. And next we'll have Chungsoo, who also went in person. So Chungsoo, if you want to share about your experience a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. It may be duplicated with Chance because we were together in Rotterdam. And next, please. Yeah, it was held in a really nice ship in Rotterdam. And next. There are plenty of presentation from the opening lecture of George respect to the last reactional discussion between multi-stakeholders. We could discuss how can we generate real-world evidence from the OMOP CDM and real-world data, and how to apply it in respect of regulation or regulatory science. And next, please. And there are also rapid fire presentation of collaborators. Some selected posters were presented in 5 minutes, and I also presented about OHDSI Korea's FeederNet network and FeederNet platform. Yes, it was really nervous because it was my first time to present work in front of about 300 people, and even in English. So, but now I think it was a great experience to many junior researchers for developing their presentation skills. Next, please. And there were about 80 posters in the poster session, and I also presented 4 posters in the symposium. Yeah, I met many of collaborators or many colleagues, so we can discuss about our project or our research. And I don't know why our colleague's face is so dark. Next. And also there was a great network session in the ship, and we could chat in person about our progress or our hurdles of research or research itself. And we also took a picture with OHDSI APAC folks. And here is Roger, Mui, and Hong Kong team and Korean team. And next. And after the main symposium, there were workshops and working group meetings. And workshop was led by Patrick for the network characterization study. It was on Saturday, and working group meetings were on Sunday. I attended the PLP working group. In the PLP working group, the Jenna and Ross lead this working group, and tutors shared their updates of the patient level prediction package, and we discussed about the new shiny application of package, and we also decided to reopen the PLP regular meeting from in 2022. So I also had another meeting with working group members, and I visited Peter's lab, and yeah, that where I can always see in the screen, I can visited the Peter's lab, and the view of office was really great. Rotterdam view. And next, please. And yeah, it was so nice symposium. I thought that the European community is growing more and more, and there are I think there are similar challenges in European society like us. For example, vocabulary mapping in their ETL. There are many problems from their own language, and also they have small number of patients, so I think it can be similar with us, and but I think that there are many potentials of future collaboration with Europe and APAC, and also it was really meaningful to me because I could meet my many of collaborators who never met in person, just met in email or in screen. But in this time I could meet in person. So we could chat, we could discuss something, or we could make a friendship in this symposium. Yeah, it was really great to me. And this was a gift for the participants, the really cool cheese knife. Yeah, yeah, it's from the Peter and Odyssey. I also really like this gift. And yeah, that's my sharing, and thank you.
Cool, thank you, Chungsoo. It has cheese on the knife. Oh, that's really cool, because I'm like, it's actually, it's sitting there. Awesome. Cool. So any questions or thoughts from the audience? Or anyone else in the call was because Mark, were you there? Or I see if Roger from Australia is there. Oh, Mark, you didn't go either.
Very good.
Oh yeah, same here. It's gonna be like 14 days of quarantine after I'm back. It doesn't sound very fun. Now it's 10, but it's like, yeah. Anyway, cool. Any other questions or thoughts from the audience?
Yeah, it's, if Roger was here, we could have asked him to give a short experience, but yeah, I don't see him in the attendees today. I see Nicole is here, but I know Nicole didn't go. But yeah, so yeah, maybe next time we ask Roger. Hey, Nicole.
Hey, I didn't go, but Roger did email me after the symposium. Was really excited about being there. And one of the things that he is excited for us to do here in Australia is a similar thing to what's happening with the Eden Academy, and characterising and auditing the databases that have been translated to the OMOP CDM. We've made some progress in that space, but I think learning from the Eden group and then how they're managing, the coordination, I guess, of translation is something we're really going to learn from here in Australia and follow a similar path. So I know that was one of the standouts him, just seeing how Eden is coordinating the efforts of mapping, I think is something we can all learn from in APAC. So hopefully we can have a similar kind of dashboard of databases across the APAC region if we work together and coordinate it. So yeah, that's just one thing that came across. I'm sure I'll talk to him when he gets back to Australia after his little holiday.
Oh, is he still there? I guess that's why he's.
Yeah, I think he's gone across to Europe to do a couple of days to see his parents. So
that's why he's not here in the call. I know Roger normally joins the call as well. Okay, that makes more sense. He picked Europe over us. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Cool. So I think that's all we have as for the material for today. And then so just a quick preview of our next community call. So basically in the next 2 community call, we'll be inviting the 4 different APAC study owners to share kind of the progress that we have made from last year's symposium, which is really kind of November, December, end of last year. So we have been kind of half a year past, so we will kind of be discussing the new updates and fruit labors from these 4 different OHDSI studies. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining us today. And again, as usual, I'll be posting all of the slides and also the recordings on OHDSI website /APAC. All right, thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you.